In that particular session, we had the privilege of listening to various speakers on emerging trends within the HR space and how HR can continue to support organizations and lead the organizations successfully. One of our speakers was Paul Uduk. Paul is a renowned and celebrated internet business specialist and an author of repute. He has written several books and has helped a lot of other individuals to become authors also. He will be taking us today on an extended conversation on how we can strategize within HR using artificial intelligence. Talking about artificial intelligence, in recent times, there has been a lot of fanfare and discussions around the artificial intelligence that is called the Chatgpt. He will be demystifying artificial intelligence for us in today's conversation and help us to appreciate why, at this point in time, HR should be prepared and get involved on the AI bandwagon and use this particular platform as an enabler for organizational development and growth, as the case may be at that point in time. Having said this, we will now invite Paul to give us an introduction of himself and then run us through the program that he has for us. But meanwhile, before Paul comes on board, a few reminders will be very, very instructive for us. While he engages and speaks, except if he says otherwise, please share your comments, share your thoughts, share your questions on the chat box. At the end of the session, we shall revisit those particular questions so I can provide further detailed answers in that particular area. Please take notes. While this session is being recorded, we may not guarantee the fact that you may have access to it 100%. This session is completely free for those who were part of the initial session at the HR Outlook conference. And so we invite you to engage with your speaker once again so that he can share with us additional information and insight in this particular area. Mr. Paul, thank you very much for honoring us a second time on this particular platform. You now have the space. Please take it away.
All right, Joel, thank you so much. P4PE. I still find it difficult to pronounce that name, but one day I'm sure that I will overcome it. So it's a pleasure being here. And I just want to find out first, the people here, just raise your hand if you were at the Global HR Conference. I think it was last month, am I right? Or month before last? Can you just raise your hand if you were at the conference? Stephen, Chazo, were you at the conference? Paul and Negbe, Chika, Ibeju Akbe, Abraham. Okay, yes, Joel, you were there. Stephen was there. All right, so Chika was not there. Paul was not there. Ibeju was not there, I believe. I believe Jen was there, Jen. Abraham was not there. All right, so it is a pleasure for somebody like me, a non-starter. I don't have an IT background. I don't have I don't even know which background to be talking on artificial intelligence. That's 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I mean, it was like so exoteric, only the IT people could venture into. Today, the laywoman, in fact, using AI with this phone is AI inside, with and so on and so forth. So it's a pleasure being here. And OG, somebody just joined us, OG, I believe. And OG, let me ask OG also. OG, were you at the last conference?
No, I was not.
Okay, you were not there. Okay, sorry, I couldn't see some other people. Obiaderi just joined us. He's trying to join his audio. And I believe only 2 or 3 people were there at that conference. And so I will take my time to go through it sequentially, methodically, and just it's not that I'm just an expert per se. It's just that I happen to read around the subject so much and I became so much interested, and I'm somehow using it to teach other people. I want to welcome everybody, and it's a pleasure. If you permit me, I will share my slides. Can I share my slides so that I think we have 2 hours between now and 12. So
one second, so we can make you co-host.
Okay, yes.
You are co-host now.
All right. So we are about 10 of us. I believe that others will join us. So in order not to punish people that came early, we are going to start right away, and then others will join us. So permit me to share my slides. We have 2 hours. So I think after 45 minutes, we'll take a small break, maybe just 1 minute break, and then continue again. And I think we need a timekeeper that will monitor our progress so that we don't overextend the time. Immediately it's 45 minutes. I think we should finish the first session. There are 3 sessions. Let me just share my slides, please. All right, if you can see my slides, please type yes in the chat. Okay, Joel, OG, okay, I believe everybody can see my slides. All right, so let me try to put it in presentation mode, but for somehow, I don't know what's wrong with my laptop. When I put things on presentation mode, the slides refuse to move, but let me try to, maybe we're lucky. Otherwise, we'll come back to this mode. All right, let me try to see if I can move the slides. Is the slide moving from your end? I'm moving
yes,
the slide.
Moving.
Is moving from your end?
Yes, it's moving.
All right, okay. All right, so today we are talking about HR and how we can use AI and especially Chatgpt to help us strategize and do a lot of things. All right, HR strategy using artificial intelligence. AI is like Chatgpt. It's one of the biggest opportunities out there. And anyway, let me start by asking, how many of us here, please just type yes in the chat. How many of us here have a Chatgpt account? How many of us here have Chatgpt account, has created Chatgpt account? Please, can you type yes if you have? Let me see how many people. I have one, so I've typed yes for myself. Okay, Joe said he has, Egos he has, Obiade he has, right.
Good morning. Hi.
Good morning.
Okay, is this
Somebody is saying something. Is that Obiade? Or is it Gloria? Gloria, you saying something?
You can go on, Paul. I think it was a mistake.
Okay. All right. So I said that AI, especially Chatgpt, is one of the biggest opportunities out there. And if you are not making use of this opportunity, you are making a very sad mistake. You are not making use of this opportunity, you are making a sad mistake. There are so many things that we can do with Chatgpt, so many. And sometimes I wonder why it is not a big news in Nigeria as is in other countries. So it's one of the biggest opportunities. And for being here, I believe that once you leave this event, you will start thinking of ways you are going to exploit Chatgpt to put you in a better place than every other person in this our community of trainers, community of learners, community of training people. All right. So this is the way I'm going to approach it. Overview of AI and Chatgpt, practical use cases using AI, and then operating Chatgpt. That is where we can open our accounts, those people that don't have accounts. And then we have a brief Q&A. So these are the learning outcomes. Having attended the session, you'll be able to explain what AI and Chatgpt, the direction AI is going, and then discuss the benefits and disadvantages of ChatGPT, and then identify ways you can put ChatGPT to use almost immediately. Right now, you can make use of it. Right now, you can make use of it. All right. So if I'm too fast, you can slow me down. If I'm too slow, you can, so that nobody will sleep. All right. So this is the overview. Let's just jump to the overview. Let's start with three stories, so that you understand. We need to understand where we are coming from to know where we are heading to. Otherwise, it could sound a little bit esoteric and theoretical. So we need to know where we are heading to or where we are coming from. I start with stories of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. These are contemporaries. They all were born in 1955, and something happened along the way. The the computer era started in that period. And what did Bill Gates do? Bill Gates jumped ship from going to Harvard because his mentor, Paul Allen, told him, "Hi, guy, this computer thing, we shouldn't miss it all." So Bill Gates, what did Bill Gates say? Bill Gates said, the opportunity the internet era presented was so much that he feels that no such opportunity will come his way again. So he better take advantage of that opportunity. The same thing with Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs didn't even like going to school. Even his stepfather put him in one of the best schools, private schools in California. He said he told the man that he was wasting his money. I didn't want it. So they dropped out of school. They didn't even bother, right? So I'm talking about leaving what is to what is expected, the future opportunity. They decide to embrace opportunity of the computer. And as they say, the rest is history. The same thing with Jeff Bezos. The same thing with Jeff Bezos. The computer era evolved into the internet era. And Jeff Bezos saw it. And as a strategist that he is, he said, this opportunity will not pass me by. He was earning $500,000 as a VP. I think it was age of about 32 or so, as a VP of a company. A VP of a company. So he said, this internet era will not pass me by. In fact, Bill Gates did not believe in the internet because of his kind of a captive market he had in the computer era. So he didn't believe in the internet. It was his Steve Ballmer, who was his peer at the beginning, that really told him, okay, this is the way to go. Internet is the way to go. So Jeff Bezos dropped everything. His $500,000 job, he dropped it and jumped ship. He left his company, he resigned. People were telling him, you're a madman. What do you mean? You're the youngest VP in this company, and you are dropping this to go and chase something that does not even, no one even knows how the internet is going to work. He said that what I see, you guys do not see. You guys cannot see what I'm seeing. That's what he said. You guys cannot see what I'm seeing. He left. And what did he do? He started selling books. He started selling books. He did not invent anything, but invented the way of delivering books to the whole world. And it became, as they say, the rest is also history. Became the richest man. The rest is history. So this is another opportunity. All right. So there was the Paul Ludu case. So when opportunities present themselves, some people miss those opportunities. They don't embrace it. They are filled with fear. But people that can see further embrace opportunities. So I want to implore you to embrace this opportunity. And my own case is Paul Ludu, and I shared this story during the Global HR Conference. I'm talking about just in the 90s when VGC was being built. In the early 90s when VGC was built, or middle 90s, around 1994, 95, 96, when they were building VGC. We went there. In fact, there was there was no road. The only building around that road was Chevron headquarters. And then we went down to VGC. And the builders there, HPF was the name of the company. They gave us those buildings for just 300,000. Well-furnished buildings, well-furnished. Say, see the key, take, and we are dashing you people 300,000, just pay 300,000. And we're just looking at ourselves as idiots. We refuse, we say it's too much. And we're talking about bankers. That's why bankers are some of the most stupid people in the world. I'm a banker, my ex-banker. They're so stupid and risk averse, all right? Because we manage other people's money. They say, take care, we are managing other people's money. So you don't take. But Inside there were the president of Chinese Bankers of Nigeria. Two of them were went there on a tour just to sightseeing the new area that was coming up. It used to be called Morocco, the new area that was coming up. So we went there on a trip on sightseeing. So they gave us those houses for 300,000. What we needed to have done, I mean, we were talking about managing directors of banks. What we needed to have done was to arrange a kind of mortgage for everybody. We're less than I think we're less than 20 in that trip. We're less than 20 or maybe even 30. All right. So 300,000 by 30 people, how many million? Paid over 15 years, paid over 20 years. We will finish paying that mortgage. And those houses today are worth more than 300 million. Those houses in VGC today, 300 million. If it was like that, at least Joel, you understand? Those houses today in VGC are worth 300, 450 million. And that's what we missed. Okay. So opportunities knock just once. And once they knock, we'll try and grab the opportunities. All right. So let's AI has come from just being a theory to practice. Just being a theory to practice. And you need to understand the evolution of these things so that you can understand. I mean, you can appreciate where we are heading to. Not very far away in 1950, a guy called Alan Turing wrote about the concepts of artificial intelligence using what he called machine learning. His article published in this magazine called Mind. It was computing machinery and intelligence, computing machinery and intelligence. All right, computing machinery and intelligence, which was the genesis of artificial intelligence today. So from that theory today, we have it's a different ball game. All right. So I have a book with me right here, and I've put the picture right there. The future is faster than you think. You really need to read this. This is the book. All right. You really need to get a copy of it. It's right there in the. You can see there in the on the screen. You need to get a copy to understand. So this is not the book aspect of it, but how the application, how is artificial intelligence going to affect our own lives? Of course, artificial intelligence has been with us for quite a while. For those of us that I'm talking about, someone using Uber. Uber is using artificial intelligence. We call them exponential technologies. All right. Those of you, some of you are using maybe are doing Airbnb using artificial intelligence. So they say, I mean, put people guests in your chalets. All right. So people have been thinking about how can we, transfer the knowledge we have into machines so that machine can. People have been thinking about it for almost half a century. All right. So, and gradually, the convergence of all these ideas are producing what we have today. All right. So this is a summary of what Turing was trying to do. Computing machine intelligence. He said it was a seminal paper written by Alan Turing on the topic of artificial intelligence. The paper published in 1950 in Mind was the first to introduce this concept, his concept of what is known as the Turing test to the general public. All right. What is the Turing test? Originally, he called it the imitation game. It's a test of a machine's ability to exhibit intelligence or intelligent behavior equivalent to or indistinguishable from that of a human. So when machines become as powerful as human beings, we are almost gradually coming there. And people are raising issues there. These machines, won't they come and kill us tomorrow? So, but we always take a bright side that yes, nothing can defeat the human being. Nothing, even machine cannot defeat the human species. All right. So from theory to practice, over the years we have been talking about it, but today artificial intelligence has, in fact, like when you want to maybe you want to access some websites, they will tell you identify cats, identify bridges, identify cars. Those are artificial intelligence. All right. Talk about machine learning. talk about deep learning, talk about robotics, and then talk about autonomous automobile avatars. Right now, autonomous automobile has started to fly our highways. I'm telling you. So some cities have started to redesign their cities to accommodate autonomous automobile. All right. So, but of course, we here in the backwater of Africa, we are still struggling and have to even do election well. All right. So I believe that you are with me. You are hearing me very, very well. Oji, are you with me?
Yes, please.
All right, Stephen.
Very clearly.
All right. So you will not be able to get these things very well unless you read books. So I read a lot of books on this, and these are some of the books I'm recommending. I've already recommended one. This The Future is Faster Than You Think, and get it. And then these are other ones: Abundance, The Future is Better Than You Think, and Bold, How to Go Big, Create Wealth, and Impact the World. And The Singularity is Near. These are great books. These are books that have predicting, forecasting how the world is going to be, how the world is changing, and then we all need to embrace it. All right. Yesterday, somebody called me, sent me an email all the way from the US. He said that one of my books is the best book they have ever read. My book is on customer service, that they want to partner with me. How come somebody from a village somewhere in Nigeria, somebody in the US is writing the person, please come, let's partner together and make this your book the greatest book on earth. All right. The world is a global village. The world is a global village. So whether we like it or not, there's no power that can stop an idea whose time has come. And for us in the community, trainers, learners, consultants, whoever, we should always be at the forefront of these innovations, so that, as in before, they used to say the teacher something is in heaven or something like that. All right. But right here on earth, we should be able to embrace the advantages. All right. So talking about ChatGPT, while artificial intelligence has been around for quite a while, it has been in the laboratories of big companies, experimenting, laboratories of universities experimenting, and so on and so forth. But Elon Musk said, the way this thing is going, human beings are not safe. We should bring this thing up. We should bring it. We should democratize it. So Elon Musk, I think sometime in 2009 or something like that, he set up a company called OpenAI. All right. He invested in a company called OpenAI and called a few guys together, said, let's democratize artificial intelligence. So that is, of course, along the way, he resigned from OpenAI. He said he was not comfortable with the way things were going. He resigned. But to cut a long story short, this small company that is competing with Amazon, is competing with Google, is competing with Microsoft. It's small. I'm talking about David versus Goliath competition. This small company called OpenAI, with less than 15 staff, were able to break the code and came out with what they call Chatgpt. It's a chatbot. It's a bot. A chatbot. November 30th, 2022, that was the first time they released it to the public. And within 2 months, they had gathered 100 million subscribers. No other technology, even the internet, did not grow that exponentially. 2 months, they were able to reach 100 million subscribers. So November, December, January, by January, they had reached 100 million. To the extent that Microsoft decided to invest 100 million in OpenAI. And of course, they're still doing their own, but they decided to show that they are gauging taking their risk. In case their own does not work, they still have a stake on that OpenAI. All right. Then by March 14th, 2023, they released what they call GPT-4. GPT-4. Whereas ChatGPT can only do text. GPT-4 can do videos, can do pictures, can do a lot more than. So there's so much for us at this time. This opportunity should not pass us by. How many of us are here? About 12 of us. All right. So let's start thinking, how can we embrace this technology to better our own lives? How can we embrace this technology to better our lives? So, I mean, there's so much you can as a trainer, there's so much you can use. There's so much you can do with using this as a consultant, as an agency to help big companies. Big companies like maybe First Bank, is there a company called Union Bank, UBA, and so on and so forth. Getting these things into mainstream for them, showing them the opportunity. There's so much opportunity. There's so much opportunity. When I wanted to employ a CEO for my company, what did I do? Okay, I don't have an idea. What do I need? So I went to Chatgpt. I said, Chatgpt, can you generate ideas for me that for a CEO, for a small consulting company? Chatgpt gave me everything I needed. And then I sent it to the guy that I was trying to attract. So there's so much that this thing can do, all right? So, but in recent times, as I mentioned, people have started to raise concerns about, because this is so powerful. Yes, it's so powerful. People have started to raise concerns about what is the future of mankind with this type of technology. One of those institutions is called Future of Life Institute. Future of Life Institute. So they have now written an open letter to the whole world. Open letter to the world. They've written an open letter to the world, which they call Pause Giant AI Experiments. An open letter. That is their letter. In fact, I'll give you a link. If you want to go and sign that letter, you can still sign. 27,000 people have signed that letter so far since it was released. 27,000 people, 565 have signed as of yesterday when I checked. Right? So if you want to sign, you go in and sign. If you are for or against, or should they pause? People say, how are you going to pause it? But there's no way you can, because when they say giant AI experiments, anything more powerful than GPT-4 that should pause for the next 6 months. Let us think, let us debate, how will this thing impact humankind? I talk about Chatgpt is very powerful. So people like Elon Musk, people like Steve Wozniak, top scientists have signed this letter that, oh, yes, oh, please let us pause this thing. All right. So you want to sign, go and sign. You don't want to sign, well. So that is where we are. This is the summary. Locked in an out of control race to develop and deploy ever more powerful digital minds that no one, not even their creators, can understand, predict, or reliably control is an issue. Signed by Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, and others. This was just like almost the same day we're having our event. Global event was when? This was released on March 22nd.
It was on the 30th of March. 30th.
Okay, okay. Just we had our own about 8 days after they released this or something, all right? Then recently also, the godfather of AI quits Google to warn about looming dangers. This is the man that has been now is a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Somebody is a professor, Dr. Jeffrey Hinton. All right. He said, this thing, the way it's going, I'm not so much sure. The idea that this stuff could actually get smarter than people, a few people believe that, but most people thought it was way off. We thought about it 500 years, and I thought it was way off. I thought it was about 30 to 50 years or even longer away. Obviously, I no longer think that. This is how powerful Chatgpt. This thing, I'm not Chatgpt, I'm talking Chatgpt is just an aspect of it. AI. So you can see that it was the headline just a few weeks ago. The golfer of AI leaves Google to warn and warns of danger ahead. All right. If you want to listen more, you can go to YouTube and listen to the man what he's saying. All right. Dr. Jeffrey Hinton. So having said that, let's now dive into, okay, so what exactly is Chatgpt? Chatgpt is a conversational software as a service, all right? Artificial intelligence chatbot that understands the intent of complex specific questions and has the potential to produce human policy responses. Yes, just ask us any question. You can ask ChatGPT any question and it will answer you. So maybe in your company, you have a big challenge. You can go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, these are the problems that we are facing. What can you give us 3 suggestions how to solve this problem? And ChatGPT will just within 2 minutes, all right, give it to you. So it's an amazing future. When the radio started, people were crying at radio. People are killing human beings. They put their head inside a box and so on and so forth. And then the TV came, people were, and so on and so forth. The world is changing so much. Internet came, the computer came and drove away the typewriter. And then we have the internet. The world is a global village. And we are competing with America, we are competing with China, and today we have a technology that is almost more powerful than our brains. Okay, so let me play a video, all right? Let me play a video, a short video. The video is 30 minutes, but we are going to play it for just 15 minutes. I want you really to understand the genesis, where we are heading, and then we summarize, okay? So I will quickly share the video link, all right? So let me just pause. Are you seeing the video? The video? Hello?
Yes, we are.
Okay, all right. So let's it's a 30 minutes, but I'm going to stop it at the 15th, 18th minute, all right? Because it's part of our presentation.
No sound, no sound.
No, because I paused it. It's coming out now. Can you hear it?
No sound, no sound.
No.
No sound.
So just go back to your shared screen and also share sound.
All right, Joel, what are you saying?
So if you go back to your shared screen where you shared, click on share, then select share sound.
Share sound, all right.
Yes.
All right, I should, all right, so let me go back. Okay, share sound, all right. Can you hear the sound now? Can you hear the sound?
No. No.
No, okay. I think I will just have to start all of us afresh, right? Right, let me use my own, oh, sorry. So I think I'm doing the wrong thing. Please, if you hear the sound, let me.
Hey, the sound is coming now.
creative back and forth and
sound is
taking care
coming.
of the
The sound is
details for
coming.
you that you get out of chat. Field has come since then.
All right, so that is welcome back. Did you enjoy the video? Joel. Hello, Joel.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I was just typing my response.
Okay. Did you enjoy the video?
It was very revealing and very scary.
Very revealing. All right, so you can actually train the machine to do whatever you want, and the machine can write code by itself. So Greg Brockman he's the chief technology officer at OpenAI. He was one of the first people that joined Elon Musk to start the company, and he's still there. And this is he has shared the vision, the mission to make artificial intelligence accessible to everybody on Earth, and in a good way. Of course, there's also the risk that the bad boys might hijack it and do bad things with it. All right, can we take a 1 minute break? Joel, what do you say? Before we go into part 2 of the presentation? Or
we can make it 3 minutes so that people can stretch.
All right, 3 minutes is now time. Now is time now from what I see is 10:55. So we come back 10:58, or we come back by 11.
11 is fine.
All right, 11. So just stretch your hand. Stretch your hand. They say we should not stay in one place for more than 45 minutes. Okay. Stand up and stretch. All right, so when we come back, we go straight to the practical HR use cases.
My mind went.
Okay, we are back.
All right, so we are back. We are back. Part 2, practical HR use cases. All right, we are still 14 of us. That's great. Rasak Jayola.
Yes, thank you.
Are you there?
I'm here. I mixed up the time.
All right. So let's just press ahead, part 2. All right. I'm sure that you watched that video and you enjoyed that video. This is what this guy said, Raymond, that they quoted in that video. Learning has always been tough for me, being a dyslexic. My dream was learning to code. I struggled, and it affected my mental health massively. Chatgpt is like having a friend who is super patient and always there to help me out. Now I'm learning how to code. Dyslexia can no longer hold me back. All right. So the benefits of this thing is so powerful, and honestly, the whole world is shouting and said, "Where will this thing take us?" Because the code can code itself. Along the line, it can code itself. I mean, this company has beaten Amazon, has beaten Microsoft, has beaten Google in the game. All right, a small David beating big Goliath. All right, but we don't know what those people have in their quivers. All right, so these are all the things they can do: automating coding, customer service response, providing language translation, art, music, policy creation, advertising strategy, disease diagnosis, legal advice, data analytics. So many things, so many things, so many things. Remember that they said the small the software that took man to the moon is not, these phones we are using today is more, has the software inside them are more powerful than the one that took man to the moon. All right. So how ChatGPT make a better HR. All right. You can use it for recruiting strategy to ask ChatGPT, give them all the data they need. It can generate for you your recruiting strategy, hiring policies and needs, walk through HIB process, write HR policies, and write job descriptions. Those are all the things that 6 HR tasks that can ChatGPT can do for you: recruiting, onboarding, administrative tasks, employee self-service. Employee self-service is what we call EHR, electronic HR. All right. Employee surveys, performance reviews. All right. This is all. I mean, these are the things that ChatGPT can do for you. There are some steps to follow. Define your. All right. If I say using ChatGPT, can you generate HR strategy for me? That's what I asked. All right. This is what he said. Here are some steps. Okay. I went to ChatGPT and asked that question, and this is what it generated for me. Define your HR strategy goals. All right. Identify key HR challenges. I talk about you are creating your HR strategy. Use ChatGPT to research best practices. Analyze your current HR practices. Develop a HR strategy plan and then implement and monitor your HR strategy. That is example of what I asked ChatGPT to do for this presentation, and this is what it did for. All right. So it's very versatile. All right. So let's go to the breakdown. All right. Potential HR strategy recommendations for a mid-sized regional bank. I said maybe some people here are bankers. So I said I'm a mid-sized regional bank. I was thinking of Wema Bank, for instance. I was thinking of Wema Bank. I said, okay, Wema Bank, we are regional. Can you generate HR strategy for me? That's why I asked ChatGPT. And this is what it said: focus on employee engagement, prioritize diversity and inclusion, strengthen leadership development, improve talent acquisition, enhance performance management, and develop flexible work culture. That's what ChatGPT did, right? Of course, you can ask it to repeat. I mean, come with more ideas. You can ask it to come with more ideas, and each time it will come with a different idea. Each time it will come with a different ideas. All right. Advantages of ChatGPT. All right. Improve cost effectiveness. I'm talking about things that could be done by 20 people. This thing can do in a few minutes. All right. Employee engagement, onboarding process, easier management, better analytics, access virtual HR 24/7 from anywhere. All right. So you can see that that video we watched, how he analyzed and even drew graphs, and is amazing. All right. So practice, practice, practice. Now I asked at the beginning how many people have a ChatGPT account. I think only about 2-3 people said they have. So it means the rest do not have. So let us now go to the practice, how you too can also have a ChatGPT account. Okay, so it's not complicated. So what you need to do is to go to Google and Google. You can just Google OpenAI, all right? But I've already done that for you. I've given you the URL, https://chat-openai.com. If you go there and click, this is where it will take you to. It will take you to this place. This is their logo, OpenAI logo, all right? We have been using throughout. So it will say, welcome to ChatGPT. Log in with your OpenAI account to continue, all right? So please, let's find out again, chat on the chat, how many people I have an account already using it for my research. Okay, great, that is Gloria, all right? I think Gloria is one of the very few people. Let me see, no sound, all right, no. I asked at the beginning, those people that have ChatGPT to type, I think Gloria and who again there? All right, so let me ask in the opposite direction. Those that do not have, if you don't have a ChatGPT, just type no. Let me see. Okay, Audrey, Paul, please type no if you don't have. Razak, okay, Chika, please type no if you don't have. Type no if you don't have. All right, so only 4 people say they don't have the, only 2 people say they have. So we have about 14 of us. Anyway, all right, so this is the way to go. You use this. In fact, as we are doing it, you can actually use your, if you have a laptop, maybe a spare laptop or your phone, you can be doing it so that we can be doing it together. So because I already have my own, if I click log in, if you don't have it, you just sign up, all right? This is the URL. Go to the use URL. You can use your phone. If you are using your laptop to attend the webinar, use your phone and then go here and then sign up. All right. But because me I already have, I will just move to this, where when you go inside, this is what you will see. All right. So you have examples, you have capabilities, and that you have limitations. Examples are like the prompt that you give it. Like this one, the prompt is explain quantum computing in simple terms. This is an example. What you put, what you write, there's a text box underneath. There's a text box. This thing is called text box, where you write the prompts. Prompts is the question you ask. The question you ask are called prompts. All right. So, and as I said, a garbage in, garbage out. So your question must be, you must learn how to write the prompts. Of course, at the beginning, you might be writing generic prompts, but the more specific your prompt is, because you are giving, you don't forget it's artificial intelligence. When once you give it, it will go all over the world, the visual world, to search answer for you. So the more specific your prompt is, the question is called prompts. The more specific it is, the more the better answer it will give you. So like this one said, explain quantum computing in simple terms. Got any creative ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday? How to organize a birthday for a 10-year-old? How do I make an HTTP request in JavaScript? All right. All right, so capabilities, you can remember where all the questions you have asked in the past, it will store them for you. All right, remember what user said earlier in the conversation, allows user to provide follow-up corrections. So if you are not satisfied, you can prompt it again to come up with more answers. All right, train to decline inappropriate requests. All right, so if you give it, how can I prepare a atomic bomb to go and kill somebody in Russia? It will say, no, I cannot do that. All right, so I've been trained to decline inappropriate requests. And then limitations. Limitation is that ChatGPT came out in it was programmed up to, it's still now in beta phase. is in beta, all right? Beta stage means that experimental phase, okay? So it's not as powerful as, so if you do something that happens, say 2022, 2023, ChatGPT might not be able to give you the answer, all right? So it said may occasionally generate incorrect information. Maybe something happened. There was a how do you call it? An eruption in Turkey in 2023 or 2022. You might not be able to tell you what the exact day something happened, may occasionally produce harmful instruction or biased content. That is, depends on how you put the prompt. Limited knowledge of world and events after 2021. Don't forget I said this thing was done, I mean, the programming is up to 2021, all right? So things are, so they're doing this better, and the more information they have, the more data they have, the more they're going to feed back into the system, and the system is going to learn more. Don't forget this, what you call machine learning. They're training the machine how to recognize patterns. That train the machine how to recognize trends. That train the machine how to decipher codes. So the more data they feed into the machine, the more intelligent the machine becomes. All right. Okay, can we move ahead small? All right, so prompt example, explain what ChatGPT is. So I gave this prompts. I said, explain what ChatGPT is. So it gave me, the first one was ChatGPT is an AI language model that uses deep learning techniques to understand and generate human-like text. It was created by OpenAI, a research organization that focuses on developing artificial intelligence in a safe and beneficial way. All right. So, and then I asked it a second time, then it came up with this one. ChatGPT is artificial intelligence language model developed by OpenAI. It uses machine learning techniques to understand and generate human-like text in natural language, allowing users to converse with it in a conversational manner. All right. So the more prompts you can keep asking it to give you more, refine it, and all that. So further prompts examples. I said generate topics for training sales managers in a fast-moving consumer goods setting. All right. Then you can just type it in. You can get. All right. And then recommend job description for a CEO candidate in a small consulting company setting. All right. Then he will do that. Then recommend KPIs for a CEO candidate in a small consulting company setting. Recommend job description and KPIs for a CEO candidate in a small consulting company setting. All right. So it will do that. Maybe we can actually go to, we can actually go to Joel. Hello.
I am here.
All right. Are you hearing me at all?
Very clearly.
Okay. So I was saying that maybe we can do, for those people that don't have a account, maybe we can actually try to pause for them to open the account and come back.
Okay, but it will be at the sacrifice of those who already have. They can play catch up. And,
all right. All right. All right. So we are nearing the end of the listing. So I hope you have written down your questions. So I gave an example of this, and then further prompts. Whatever a question you ask, it will answer you, and it will even create graphs, and then it can put pictures. It can just show you examples for different photos, different pictures, the examples, and it can even take you to the location where the thing is. It is amazing what it can do. Okay. All right. All right. So I said example, ChatGPT as we know, a Chatgpt, which people call generic Chatgpt, well, actually the last version was Chatgpt 3. That one can only text. You can only prompt it with text, and it will give you text. But Chatgpt 4, they don't normally put chat in it. They just say GPT-4. All right. GPT-4 can do text, images, audio, and video. All right. So you can generate video for you. You can generate audio, whatever you want it can do. It's massive. It's massive. It's very popular. All right. So what stops us from? Let me ask. I think Razak was one of the people that say he doesn't have. So let me ask Razak. Razak, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so I'm asking you, say, why didn't you have a Chatgpt? Why don't you have? You never heard of it before?
No, I've heard about it. I just wasn't a chance to explore it.
Okay. Let me ask Oji. Oji, what of you?
About how to using it, but I'm not really studied and understood it.
Oji, you are sounding so far away. You are sounding so far away. Can you come nearer?
Yes, when I saw the ChatGPT, I said, let me even hear more about it.
I'm not hearing you at all. Okay, Paul, what of you? Hello, Paul. So the question is, I'm asking why didn't you open ChatGPT before now? Open AI account. Paul and Egbe. Okay, maybe Paul is not hearing me. Well, Chika, what of you?
Well, I just heard the chatter, but I never explored what it was all about. It just seemed so tech. And I think
Okay.
there's
In fact, I like that. I like that. Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was something
Yes.
I would have to take time to understand before I could, get any benefit out of it. But I mean, after just now, I opened one, and I've already gotten some feedback on an immediate, should I say,
Okay.
problem
Okay.
that I have.
Yes.
So thank you very much for the session.
Okay. Thank you, Chika. I'm happy that you have opened an account. So at least you have gained something from the session. All right. So Paul, I'm still trying to reach Paul. Chika, which company do you represent?
I'm a freelance HR consultant at the moment.
Okay, freelance. Okay.
Yes.
I think Chazo said he has an account. Stephen, do you have?
No, I don't have. I'm just trying to now, but I don't know. I'm seeing Open AI. I'm seeing
Yes,
ChatGPT.
Open AI. Yes. Oh, click it. When you open, just go back to. Let's go back to where we came from. It's very easy. So you see this one. You can even just type in the URL like this. So, or you can just say Open AI. When you do Open AI, you see different things. Just click the first one on top. So this is the where you get. So when you get that, just click sign up.
I see. Okay.
So just like Chika said, because we are not IT people, we always feel that these things are a little bit technical, but these things are now so easy that what we call plug and play, that anybody don't even need to know anything about coding, to know anything how to write HTML codes and so on and so forth. In fact, you can make money from ChatGPT now because we just reached them just very briefly.
Okay.
Yeah. Grace?
Thank you.
All right. So I want you to just announce that you have opened it.
I've gone into the environment. I'm trying to figure out where.
Okay. Just I think it's normally on the top when you click, when you just get Open AI, just go to Google and Google Open AI.
Yes, I've gone there. So it's saying now email, welcome, email address. Whether I should continue.
I'm also trying to do that Open AI to see what so that we can do it together using my phone. open. Anyway, because I already have it, so it will take me to yes. So you can just type in this URL directly. It will take you exactly to this spot.
Okay, a quick question I want to ask really is this is free? To what extent is this free? Since it does a lot. There's
it's
a lot
free
of
because I said it is in a beta beta phase. They're training, they're still learning how to maximize the potential of this particular aspect of artificial intelligence. Chatgpt is a bot, it's a chat bot that uses the principles of artificial intelligence to do everything. So they're now, instead of just doing it in the lab as other companies have been doing, because many people have been scared that this thing is so powerful. If we release it to the general society, the challenges and people might hijack it for bad things because there's so much the thing can do. But this company decided to brace it and release it in November last year. Don't forget, even as they were going, Elon Musk himself resigned from the company. He said that the power was too much. The power of this thing was too much. And the way they were going, he was not happy about it. All right, Adeyemi Ajayi, do you have it?
I do not have it.
Are you trying to open one?
Not really.
Why not?
Well, personally, I'm very careful about it. I've read what Elon Musk said. If those who started it are running away from it, I'm a risk manager apart from being HR. I'm doing study of the risk at the moment because it involves a lot of data gathering,
okay.
lot of human data gathering. I have it in another phone of mine that I was using at some point. Okay. But like Elon Musk said, it's I'm personally doing research on what this Chatgpt, where we are going to on it, because it's beginning to. I did a research where somebody's voice was mimicked to talk to me, and Chatgpt brought the person's voice, whereas I didn't know I was speaking to artificial intelligence. So Chatgpt is not new. Yeah, in 2019, I have a close interaction with it somewhere in Europe, and we knew it was coming. And sincerely, I will tell you, we have not seen anything here. It has not released its full potential at all. I think it's just 1% we are seeing. So I'm studying the tides to see whether I should jump into the water or allow people to swim first.
You know, technology, whenever technology comes, there's always that scarce. I mean, people are always scared. Remember 1918, when Ford was coming out with cars, there was even an editorial by New York Times that cars will kill everybody. And so that they should ban cars, that people should just stick to the horses and the cats. And it's the same thing. People did not even imagine that we were having superhighways, we were having roads, we were having we'll be having a steering wheel, and a lot of things with all the regulations, driving license, and so on and so forth. So whenever there's new technology, there's always this sense of apprehension. People are scared. Where will this thing take us? And so even when when the Wright brothers were trying to invent planes and so on and so forth. So it's always, I believe that the human capacity for good is more than the human capacity for the opposite. So, of course, Elon Musk is one of the strong advocates of AI, but in his own way. He wants it done in a particular way. Of course, there's also Bill Gates who wants it done in a particular way. There's also don't forget, IBM is also there. IBM Watson is also there, and so on. So there's so much. In fact, what this small company, OpenAI, is a very small company. But if you just check, go to Google and Google how many staff do they have, how many employees do OpenAI have? They have very small employees, very small. All right. So That is why they said their own is to make OpenAI beneficial to mankind. All right, not just making money per se. Okay, so of course it's a double-edged sword. Look at the atomic bomb. People use nuclear power to generate electricity, and Nigeria, we do not have electricity. We do not know how to use nuclear power to generate electricity, but some people are using nuclear power to generate bombs and so on and so forth. So it's a double-edged sword, and it behoves on mankind to think how to use it in a good way. All right, so let's quickly summarize the presentation so that we have a Q&A. I think we already entered the Q&A. As an AI language model, Chatgpt cannot be directly monetized, but here are 3 potential ways its underlying technology could be monetized: licensing the technology, a little bit, if you know a little bit about IT, of course you can, because it's API, okay, API, you can just get it and then tweak it and you can use it for your own, creating custom solutions. Like I said, you can, as a consultant, those companies, a lot of companies have not even heard, they just hear it, they say, okay, that is for, but it's not for tech people, it's for the market woman, it's for anybody can use it to solve problems. Recently, I heard somebody died because of food poisoning, a very, very young boy. You could have just type in medication for food poisoning quickly, and call a pharmacy close by, and so on and so forth. Then you can use it for advertising. So there's so many things that there are positives about it. All right. There are positives. Okay, Adeyemi raised hand. Okay, Adeyemi, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. As much as we're using these and all that, I don't know, have we really done risk assessments? Because with what you just said now, a lot of people can go into self-medication, which can kill. And one of the things that this ChatGPT said itself is that it can give some erroneous responses. My interaction with robotics leading to this at some point was that I was asking a question and he gave me a wrong answer. And I said that was the wrong answer. Then he said, okay, this is the right answer. So what if I've taken the wrong drug and I've died? So would I have the opportunity of asking again? So yes, I'm just saying that if you can help us shed more light.
Okay, that even human beings do give wrong diagnosis. Am I right? So how much more machine that created by man? That everything is has 2 sides, double-edged, and so on and so forth. The truth, the good thing about this technology is that it can quickly reprogram itself. It can quickly reprogram itself. Don't forget, I said what the programming is up to 2021. So post 2021, a lot of things have happened. I mean, a lot of things has happened. So ChatGPT will not be able to give you some of the correct answers. And even if you give you a correct answer, I mean a wrong answer, you'll be able to say, okay, this answer from, you like that Greg Brockman was saying, the whole essence is to join hands. What a medical doctor alone cannot do, with ChatGPT, you can join hands and get a better solution. Okay, so it's not really okay. Joel is raising his hand. Let Joel come in and help us. Joel, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Paul. Very instructive. I'm sure we still have a few more slides to cover while you respond to some of the questions. But let me quickly just respond, add a little voice to the conversation. And I like to do this to reference back the video we watched. We noticed while the video was playing, the man explained that ChatGPT is just like other robots, that they are still baby format, they are still learning. Those machines are still learning, trying to understand, make sense of the world. For each time they give a response, they learn from that particular response, especially if you provide feedback for them. So they keep asking for feedback. that this feedback will continue to help the AI to learn better and improve himself. It's like a young baby. While that baby is quite small, the powers of the baby are just potentials until the baby continues to develop it at this point in time. There will be a lot of risk. Mistakes will be made, wrong advice will be given, but those are a percentage as the case may be. They are what some people call the part of the price you pay for the ultimate goal you're going to get. When you gave the example of the car, when car came out initially and warning was given, so to speak, that this car is going to cause problems in the future. It is true. Till today, cars cause problems. There are cars that are designed for military, for war, for destructions and things like that. But there are still cars that are designed for utility and other things down the line. I think we should give these platforms an opportunity to grow, to get better down the line as the case may be. It may not be welcomed by everyone because of our various levels of risk appetite, as the case may be. It also not be welcomed by everyone because of our various level of, let me say, technology savviness or naivety, as the case may be. But we should just try and give it an opportunity to continue to advance while it continues to get better down the line. Some of the lessons we've learned so far, I'm sure when we get to the Q&A session, we'll be discussing the takeaways from it as much as possible or what we can use it for. So if there are sensitive areas, then we will shy away from those sensitive areas and use it for basic things, so to speak, until we have the proper certifications internationally that this thing is good to go, as the case may be. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. Any other comments? Right. So what the open letter to the whole world is all about is that people are getting scared when they see the potential of this thing, when they see the potential. I mean, look at even the plane itself. When the plane started to fly, now we are flying to the stars, we are flying to Mars, we are flying to outer Earth. But it started with just a small two guys, two brothers, learning how to couple machine, plans together to fly. And so this thing, the potential is enormous. People are scared, are afraid. Even the originators, people like Elon Musk, that started, he went into OpenAI to challenge the big companies, that you are hiding this thing under the hood and we don't know what you are doing. Companies like Amazon, people like Microsoft, Google, and even IBM. Don't forget the robots that, of course, it was artificial intelligence that defeated the global master in chess. We call Deep Blue, was invented by IBM. And that was, I think, 1997, if I'm not mistaken. I'm talking about how many years? Yes, a robot defeated human being in a highly competitive game. Thinking, all right? All right, so without belaboring the point, let's just quickly summarize before we go into Q&A. Summary, choosing what Chatgpt can achieve and what should be left in the hands of people will be a part of the future of HR. All right, using the potential of Chatgpt will likely become crucial for HR professionals who want to keep on top of trends. I'm sure that you know Dave Ulrich, a professor, I think it's University of Michigan, all right? Is it Michigan or Harvard? Who has written extensively so many books on HR. This is what he said: generative AI, what they call generative AI, can synthesize what others may have said in the past, but it can't offer specific guidance about what your company should do now in a specific circumstance. Organizations will always need HR professionals who can do their own thinking. That is from the horse's mouth, all right? So still a summary, based on recent research, 58% of the people believe using AI allows for more consistent decision-making in a significantly shorter time frame. Yes, all right? A group of lawyers, I think about almost 50 lawyers were paid with AI to solve a particular problem, given loads and loads and loads of cases to review and summarize. It took the lawyers almost, it took the lawyers, 58 lawyers, almost a week to review and summarize. It took the AI just 15 seconds to summarize. So that is, the power of this thing is enormous, all right? 49% of employees working at companies want to be trained on how to use AI, and they don't. Most people do not have access, all right? Do not have the opportunity to be trained, right? So they have provided here some additional reading, and if you want, you can, of course, this will be made available to all the participants. So let's quickly jump to Q&A. So this is an open floor for all of us. All right. Chika, can I call you to speak? Hello, Chika. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to get back to the Zoom app. So basically, my question has actually been answered, by some of the things that you said, and by me actually opening an account and trying to use it. And my question about, why is this thing free and all that one of the participants had asked, have been clarified by the fact that I said it's in its beta state, and then basically they're using us as guinea pigs, so that's why it's free for now. And then, my own thinking about security is just to be mindful of the kind of maybe questions or the kind of conversations or whatever that I have on it. So basically, I think with just, of course, my knowledge right now is very, very limited, but basically, I think I have a good enough understanding to proceed. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very, very much. Yes, the truth is we cannot stand by the sideways and just be onlookers. That will be very detrimental. We cannot be onlookers. We must be active participants. I myself am not, my background is not IT, my background is not even internet, my background is not that, but it's just out of curiosity. I delve into the whole thing. And if you remember how Apple even started, and in those days, if you remember, we only had what they used to call mainframes. I remember we had in my university, we had a very big mainframe. You just give it a small complex problem, we just say, I don't know. The mainframe, their brain was so small. And when these guys came in, Microsoft and Apple, they said they want to democratize these technologies, computer on every desk, and so on and so forth. And today we are using these phones, we are using laptops, and so on and so forth. So if people had said, oh, this is going to, computer is going to come and kill all of us, and so on and so forth. Same thing with cars, same thing with nuclear power, a lot of things. So as mankind moves forward, I believe that our capacity for good is more than the capacity for evil. So that is just my own take. Okay, two people raised their hand. I think, is it Gloria? No, Riato, you, Chika can also. I think two people raised their hands, but I can't see the people that raised their hand. But can I just call people one by one? I want everybody to say something. Let me call Grace.
Before the others.
Okay, Joel, you are saying something? Joel.
No, go ahead. You can take the hands that are raised. We have the hand of Adeyemi's hand is still up. You can take Adeyemi's conversation.
Okay. Adeyemi, are you still there?
Or was it a previous hand that was raised?
Yes, I think it's a previous hand. Let me call Grace. Grace, I've not heard from you. Grace Oluwalola. Grace, can you say something?
I am here actually, but if Grace wants to take the floor.
Okay. So let's just hear Grace, and then we'll come back. Grace is not saying anything. Okay, can we talk? Jen, are you there?
I have a couple of questions for you, Paul.
Okay.
There's quite a lot of questions.
Abraham too. All right, they are not saying something, Rasak. Okay,
Yeah,
Paul, I called Paul earlier. Paul didn't say anything.
But I was ready to say something, and you said you come back.
Okay, Paul, go ahead. Paul, Paul, go ahead. Paul, go ahead.
No, I think it was Ademi that wanted to say something.
Okay, I can't even say Ademi from my hand here. Okay, Ademi, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I just want you to help shed light on the future of AI on this, because there is a shift and we don't understand where that shift is taking us to, sincerely. Especially when it comes to human resource, you mentioned that with Chatgpt, you can do a lot of, you can do recruitment, onboarding, and all that. There was a debate, I was part of that debate online. It's like a global debate amongst HR leaders that AI can only tell you what, but not how.
Yes.
AI can only tell you what, and that what is from a generic sense, not specific. And many times, there was a serious conversation that, okay, should we, because it's telling us what now, should we rely on it or not? And of course, that's what is subject to different situations. So the question is, in the future, how would this really, really change business from human perspective? And, we're not able to, rest this. And I'll be glad if you can lead us in this.
All right, so we're talking about HR strategy here. I gave a skeletal view what HR, I said, define your HR strategy goals. Can you still see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so like with the common thing in technology is always garbage in, garbage out. And that's what Dave Ulrich, the professor, said, that HR people will still have a say. You cannot at least up to now. Don't forget, even planes. Now, planes can fly automatically. You just enter the plane, set it on fly mode, and then the pilot can go to sleep, and the plane will just go and land, and so on and so forth. So these are just the early stages of our embrace of AI, which is artificial intelligence. Chatgpt is just an aspect, a minuscule aspect, which is a bot. All right. And if we can break this down, using Chatgpt to generate HR strategy, all right. This is before starting to generate HR strategy, you need to define your goals and objectives. It's not the company, it's not the Chatgpt that are defining for you. You have to define your goals. Our goal is to have a very, very staff that are innovative, creative, and blah, blah. These are the goals. So you will now tell you where to go and get those staff. This will help you focus on the key areas that require your attention. For example, your HR goals could be to improve employee retention, increase diversity, and develop a strong brand, employer brand. All right. Identify key HR challenges. This challenge could include issues such as talent acquisition, employee engagement or leadership development. Use Chatgpt to research best practices. These are some of the questions that you can ask, specific questions. What are some best practices for improving employee engagement? Or what are some effective ways to develop leadership skills in our company? All right. And go on and analyze your current practices where you may be falling short, such as employee development, compensation, and benefits. Development HR strategy plan could include specific actions, timelines, performance indicators to measure progress, and so on and so forth. Even right now, in those days, if somebody can say you'll be attending, having a conversation or staying with a stranger, driving with a stranger for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, people will say, why should I drive with a stranger? I cannot drive with somebody I don't know. But today we are using Uber, and you just It's artificial intelligence that does that. You book the Uber or Bolt, the person arrives, a complete stranger. You are so happy, you join the car, it takes you, you are sleeping in the car, it drops you. What has made that possible? That's been made possible by artificial intelligence. Because the people that the founders of Uber, in fact, the so-called autonomous cars, autonomous vehicles are being driven by Uber. They are the people that started this movement, okay? And they're seeing a a glorious future for AI. All right. Right now, there's AI that enables you to get a hotel. You don't have to go to a hotel. You go to what they call Airbnb. All right, a small place that you can afford. What makes that possible is artificial intelligence. You just go in and say Airbnb in Ikeja, and then it will just show you where this Airbnb. Instead of going to spend 70,000, 50,000, 40,000 in a hotel, it will show you, say, in social place there's Airbnb, and you can pay 15,000 or 10,000, and you just go there, and so on and so forth. So, cutting a long story short, the possibilities are there. It's just, as human beings, we must use our wisdom in the way we use these technologies. Even if you go to internet today, there are websites dedicated to pornography. So, of course, those of us with wisdom will run away from such sites. Then there are people that specialize in 419. They're using technology. I remember not long ago, I received a mail from somebody that he represented a company from India. They are looking for some minerals in Bauchi, that they know me as a consultant. They want to engage me. They want to use, want to partner with me. Let me get them the access to the whatever in Bauchi, some rare metals in Bauchi. Along the line, of course, they wanted me to send them some money so that they can finalize with the Indian people, so that they can come in. I will make millions of naira. These are people using technology for their selfish ends. Okay. All right. So where technology will go, no one knows. No one knows. But that is why people like Elon Musk are saying, okay, let's us put some brakes on. Let us put some brakes and pause it for 6 months, and let us have legislation. Let people come in. We have conferences, put legislation, and so on and so forth. Some people say, we have opened the Pandora box. How do we now close it? And so on and so forth. Okay. So Joel raised hand. Joel, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I wanted to ask a few questions on governance issue, bringing us back to some of our thinking in this area. Paul, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. For example, some of these prompts, some of these responses from AI that we use for our strategy documents and some of the initiatives we want to do, some of them, who really owns, how do we allocate ownership of the results or the outcome of what that particular application is given to us? Because normally, if I were going to write an article or make a presentation or make a proposal or make something, I will reference some works, reference some books, reference some existing protocols and what has been done earlier. But you notice that some of the responses of this AI is not telling us where it is referencing. So if I quote something from KPMG, I quote something from Deloitte and Touche, I usually respond with those particular things. But this one, it is not referencing, it's not talking about where it's getting its source of material. Wouldn't I be somewhere down the line sued for the content I use down the line in the future?
Okay, like, if you are like authors like us, we can be accused of plagiarism and things like that. So the truth is, you have to make your own your own additional research to if for something you are doing for general consumption, like now, if these things I'm doing is for general consumption, I'll be more careful in attributing every idea here. Okay, attributed to A, attributed to B, if you are going for, and so on and so forth. But I believe that people are raising these issues. The people at the forefront of AI, people in the forefront of robotics, people in the forefront of everything are raising these issues, and they're actually training the machines to be more wiser than they are right now. So they will tell you, for instance, Paul Ludwig said this, Elon Musk said that, Jeff Bezos did that. So they will give you everything. In fact, if you ask Chatgpt, what is the source of this information, Chatgpt will give you the answer. Okay, I got this information. Don't forget, it's just like Google. If you say, who said the earth is round, or who said the earth is flat, who said this, Google will just give you an idea to go, and then you have to do more and more and more research. Sometimes they can attribute a quotation. There are some people that can say, oh, it was said by Martin Luther King, whereas it was never said by Martin Luther King. Somebody was just saying something, and Martin Luther King came up, and it will just assume that it was Martin Luther King that said it. Okay, so really, there's no fast and correct answer. We are just in the early stage. If you look at what Steve Jobs said in 1976 about computer, he said we are just in the early stages. If you compare to Apple 1 and Apple 2 to iMac, there's a world of difference. That absolutely is no base for comparison. He said we are just in the early stages of this walk down the road into computers. That the future is so bright. And if you look at Apple 1 and Apple 2, and now compared to even the iPhones that we are using, even the Android phones, you see that we have come a long way. So let's just take that, be optimistic that yes, we will prevail. All right. Any other questions, please? We are now in,
one more comment.
We are now in a Q&A.
One more comment, in case if anyone has another question. There is impact again. You know, some 20 years ago, when automation was everywhere in the world, people were afraid that they would lose jobs. But notice that automation in the past, people lost, I think it is the blue collar people that lost most of the jobs. Those who were in process jobs, in manual jobs, most are the people who lost their jobs in the past. But AI today is no longer just challenging the old jobs. They are also challenging creative people. They are challenging consultants. They are challenging HR people. So a department of 20 staff may shrink down to say 3 or 4, because whatever all of them will have done, the AI will have enabled them. You just ask the right questions at that point. Based on this, do you think this thing will happen in the next 5 years so that we HR people can begin to get prepared to gather new skills in other areas? Because clearly our jobs are in danger. What do you think?
Yes, our job is in danger, but based on research, for every one job, Adeyemi is raising his hand, for every one job eradicated, 5 new jobs will be created. 5 new jobs will be created. Imagine just the 20 years ago. Imagine 20 years ago. I remember just when did the GSM come? GSM started in, I think, 1999, if I'm not mistaken. It was 1999 that
yes,
GSM,
about that in Nigeria.
Yes, in that same year, do you know, I went and paid 20,000. I went and paid 20,000 to Nitel to give me a landline. You can imagine. Up to now, Nitel still owe me 20,000. And so imagine the number of jobs that Nitel lost. But can that be compared to the number of jobs that have been created due to GSM? Due to GSM. The entire computer village arose because of GSM and the computer and so on and so forth. So it is every job eradicated is always created. Imagine now we have this train service that is coming up in Lagos. Lagos is a mega city with 20 million, more than 20 million people, and we don't have a train service like other big cities like New York, Toronto, Russia, Paris, all those big Tokyo, Japan, and so we don't have Dubai. We don't have, and all these Okada people will be rendered rendered out of business. Okada, Napep, and so on when they really. But of course, they will train. They will employed by those these new train service that are coming up. Some of them will be like. Let me not even go into the. So there's always when a new job is old job is eradicated, new jobs will be created. But for us as experts, we cannot stand still. Don't forget, even minus AI or this thing, we are competing against KPMG, we are competing against Pricewaterhouse, we are competing against McKinsey, and so on and so forth. These are huge, huge companies. So minus that, you have the agility. They are not as big, so you can take decisions, fast decisions, agile decisions compared to KPMG that will, for they said for a giant ship to turn in the sea, it takes a lot of time. So there's still hope for us, but we need to reinvent ourselves. We cannot stand still. If somebody had told me tomorrow, Paul, you'll be an expert in digital marketing, I'm not teaching people, I have more than 200 students and people and so on and so forth. How do I do that? How did I do that? Of course, it's just reinventing, investing in new books, investing in new ideas, and so on and so forth. Okay, Adeyemi was raising his hand again. Adeyemi, please go ahead.
Okay, hello.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I just want to mention something in line with what Joe said. One thing we should know, this is part of a research that was part of in 2019. Yes, so yes, some jobs will go, definitely. Yes, some jobs will be created. But unfortunately, there are so many things now that is making us to question if that job that will be created will go around everybody. Because one of the things that will make some people not be able to meet up the new job is because of knowledge gap. There's a rapid, wide knowledge gap from what we ought to have and what we have at the moment. An average person has, knowledge gap, an average person anywhere in the world, no matter how intelligent you are. So, because the way things are happening is quite very fast. But I quickly want to mention that there are high level of uncertainties ahead. Last year, 2022, as at March last year, the age of some of this AI, the thinking age was 7 years. I think as at June, it has snowballed into 15 years. But as at last week, they said an AI can beat a professor. So meaning that, yeah, I was watching in a community, they said an AI can beat a professor, that if you bring a professor and you bring an AI will teach a professor. Now there is a company in China or Japan, I don't know if you have read about it, NetDragon. Their current CEO is an AI, it's not human being. Their stock prices are going up, things are going up. The truth is human CEO at that point has lost his job. You can't create another CEO within that system. And so it's first, what I'm trying to say is the creation and recreation of job or loss of job will depend on the industry. If there are industries that are heavily automated, depending on automation, lots of jobs will be difficult to be replaced. But where there are high human dependencies, then we can say that relatively new jobs can be created and all that. So But what I'm just trying to say in line with what you said is there's high level of uncertainty. We cannot all be certain to say this will be the direction because we're in a dark room and I pray God will lead us out of it. That's just my comment.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
yes. Of course, it's 12 o'clock. You said 2 hours. Really, the day that Deep Blue defeated Garry Kasparov in chess, that was the end of human beings in terms of intelligence. And the book, The Singularity is Near, just shows how machines will trump human beings, but the machine does not have you know, the nuances, the 1 + 1 is always 2. But let me give you a story before we round off. The story of I'm sure that this story that you all know, where 2 young boys caught a bird and put it in the box, in a bag, and took it to a wise man. He said, "Wise man, this bird we have in this bag, we have a bird. Is the bird dead or alive?" They just held the neck of the bird. If the man said the bird is alive, they will squeeze the neck and kill it. If the man said the bird is dead, they will release the bird. He says, "See now, you say you're wise." So you know what the wise man said? The wise man said, "The fate of the bird is in your own hands. The fate of the bird is in your own hands." Yes. Recently, there's companies are started to employ AI and robotics. So you can call a company, and the person answering is not a human being. Is a robot that is answering. And you ask all the questions, you talk about all the questions and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, is AI, that's a robot that you were talking to. And we have to get used to this, whether we like it or not, we have to get used to. We have to get used to this something that's going to happen. As regarding NetDragon, yes, I've read it's in this book. Talk about it. All right, where they are the first company in the world in Japan that's employing AI as their MD. All right, and is doing marvelous jobs, but nobody can say, you know, because normally you give it at least 6 months, 1 year to see what will happen. All right, don't forget that AI has been programmed. When the environment changes, will that AI be able to also change with the environment? Only God knows. All right, I think somebody, let me see who somebody is raising his hand.
Razak.
Razak is raising his hand.
I think we should wrap up.
Go ahead.
Let's wrap up.
Razak, go ahead, because we already passed 3 minutes into our time. Razak, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. You called on me the other time. I wanted to speak, but you jumped on somebody else. Just a comment and an appeal. On this issue of how we cope with the future, my opinion is that whoever is prepared to learn new things, you know, we'll be able to flow. If we decide to stay on the only things that we know now, then we'll be in big trouble because more opportunities are coming from time to time. I joined very late because my secretary entered the date as tomorrow, you know. So I want just to appeal that you make the video available, video of the presentation.
Yes,
okay, we shall address that. We shall address that.
Yes, the slide will be available.
We shall address that.
Well, will handle that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Paul, would you want to take a minute or two and wrap up?
No, I've wrapped up already.
That's fine.
I'm asking everybody that's been in this event to embrace AI, embrace Chatgpt, see how you can deploy it for your own benefit, for your own company, for your own career. And of course, there will always be that challenges and are we in the right direction? What and so we cannot really 100% predict the future, but without even understanding these basics, then the future will be even more cloudy for us. So as trainers, consultants, we should be at the forefront of embracing new ideas. So thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Paul. This has been a fantastic session. Imagine all the things we missed because we couldn't cover this session completely during the conference.
Yes.
Again, our dear friends who are out there, you can share your appreciations for Paul. He has more than done well. If this was a physical class, I'm sure we'll have given him a standing ovation for what he has done at this point in time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm very, very happy to meet OJ, Paul, Enegbe, Chika, Stephen, Adeyemi, Razak, Grace, Jen, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. If you can type, sir, you can type your contact on the chat box so that in case they want to reach out to you. But the materials, when you receive it, you see his contact on that material also.
Yes.
So you can reach out to him as much as possible.
Okay, chat. Okay, just pauluduk@gmail.com and pauluduk@gmail.com. So if you want to reach me, many thanks, Paul. Thank you, Chivan. And we are all students, honestly. We are all students. So we have to keep learning and do not give up on. There's so many. I have all these books. Honestly, when I read The Singularity is Near, when machine will overcome mankind. Honestly, I was so scared. I was so scared. If you need that book, you don't have it, you can come and borrow from me and read the book and return it. It's a very powerful book, but it's very, very technical, very technical. Because the man is using machine learning and deep learning, explaining how this is work, and 2020, how many that machine will overtake mankind. All right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Gmail.com,
so
please.
At the end of the session, we shall share the recording and access to the material to all those who were able to attend the program. Thank you for your time. Next 2 weeks, we will be taking another webinar related to the conference also. We shall be having another speaker also who will be on board then, Mr. Nii Aromalade, and he will be sharing with us again on HR strategy, the emerging art of war. Because there is war on HR in today's world. All right. But please don't take slightly at any point in time what has been covered today. In reality, our future depends on the insights shared. Just go and expand on it and decide what direction you want to take it on. There are certain questions we didn't answer. You may want to go and look for answers to them. Questions around how do we monetize AI today so you can begin to make money from it. Questions around questions around how do you reskill your career quickly to take advantage of the current AI and future AI that is coming. Because in both cases, they will eventually come, like Paul has said, and like Adeyemi has said. It's inevitable. You can't fight it, right? They will eventually come at that point. And please note, Chatgpt is not the only AI that will attack us. Yeah. Right? It is just the first one that we are seeing that so loud. Other ones are there in the background. But others will come. Just like when in those days, things like Friendster, MySpace came, and we thought we've seen it all in social media. But there is more coming. And the ones that are coming might be specialized. They may branch off in different areas. But the important thing is that they will be so lazily built that you will be amazed at the kind of intelligence they have, as the case may be. They don't know anything today, but they are learning from you and me. Eventually, when they finish learning, they will start teaching us, as the case may be. I hope we are ready and open to learn at that point in time in the future. Friends out there, thank you very much for this particular session. We shall leave the session open for another 2 minutes before we sign off. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and may you have a lovely day ahead.
All right, thank you. So check your inbox for the something.